This video is going to be in a little bit of a weird order, but I'm starting with the photos and then I'll describe the photos better in the video. This is the Smoky Mountain Spinnery. I have seen this in a couple other podcast videos and I had to stop by driving through town. She has an amazing store on the second floor and there were sheep everywhere. Well represented, I would say. This is a perfection of a store. She has so much yarn, but she also has an entire wall of fluff or roving. And this brand new spinner was in her absolute glory. Oh, it was amazing. I could have stayed in there all day. And I read this out loud and said, "Yep, every day." And she started laughing. It was funny. The store is really cool. It's got antique stuff in there. It's got old spinning wheels. This is local dyed yarn in Tennessee. If you look hard enough, you will see what I purchased, which you will see in the video. I enjoyed this store so much. I highly recommend you look her up if you're anywhere in the area of Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. This is my very happy purchase. I also am going to talk to you about the place that was across the parking lot that is called Dolls. Me and the boys really enjoyed it. I took this picture for Juju because she loves cows, and I just thought that would be perfect in her house when she gets one. And this was utterly adorable. Do you not agree? Mr. Cinnamon and the bear. I wanted to high five every single one of those bears because they're just like, hi. This is the front of the building. He has his stuff. This is chainsaw or art around the entire building. So you need to do a 360 walk of the building if you're ever in this area. This lion throne was amazing. All right, on to the video. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host Jennifer. I almost screwed up my lines. Today we're talking adventure once again. I mean it's adventure time, okay? Well, I'm going to tell you what happened, okay, because there's a story. We were driving along, and a couple weeks ago, me and Mr. Cinnamon knew that we were going to be traveling, and I had asked him if we could stop at some place, and he's like, yeah, and he was trying to talk me into taking this trip, because I don't travel well anymore, and I don't like going for long drives anymore. Because he doesn't like to stop. He wants to get there as fast as humanly possible. I had this whole conversation with Grandma one time. She said Grandpa was the same way and she doesn't understand why men are like that. It is almost like a competition to get to the location as quickly as possible. And that includes working hard to pass up specific cars on the freeway that they have determined they need to pass up that specific car for whatever reason is in their head. If you're a man and you're watching this, you know you're a part of the problem. Are you going to be like that?
No.
Yeah, right. You're more competitive than Daddy. Anyway, that's pretty much what happens. And we've had this discussion 100 times because we've traveled a lot together. And it's always driving because he refuses to fly. He's terrified of flying. You good? So I told him that I don't want to travel with him unless there are stops, because to me, I don't want to be in a car for 10 hours and not do anything. And 10 hours is my absolute limit. I cannot be in the car longer than 10 hours because my feet start to swell. I get incredibly uncomfortable. My back starts to hurt. My body starts to flare up. It's just not, I cannot be in the car that long. And it has been like this always. Even when I was young, I always had issues being in the car for too long. My body physically reacts to it, doesn't like it. And on top of all the things I talked about in yesterday's video, food allergies and all that stuff, traveling is not fun to me anymore. It's so limiting and it's stressful and it's painful at times. Also, I have to travel with my triangle pillow because I can't sleep flat, because otherwise my back locks up, my neck hurts really bad, my shoulders hurt really bad, my hips hurt really bad. So my triangle pillow prevents a lot of excess pain that I normally have, because I have a memory foam mattress at home that I could not live without, because up until we got the memory foam mattress, I was throwing my back out every 6 months. just every 6 months I would throw my back out. I wasn't sleeping. I was having constant pain. And we kept trying to find the right mattress. So every 5 to 6 years we were buying a new mattress to try to find one that I could actually sleep in and not have chronic pain. And we got the memory foam mattress and it fixed a lot of those problems, but I still have other health issues to where I sleep better if I'm elevated. And so it's a triangle, but it's an ergonomic triangle. So instead of just a straight triangle, there's like a dip, and it kind of fits where my shoulders lay into the dip. I don't require other pillows. I just need the triangle. And then I will sometimes put a pillow along the side of it in case I like move to the side a little bit. I still have a pillow. Night one, we stayed at our first hotel location, which was a stop along the way. It was literally just us spending the night somewhere. And I was gonna leave my triangle pillow in the car because A, we didn't have room, and I thought if it's only in the room for one night, I'm gonna forget it. And guess what? Mr. Cinnamon brought the triangle pillow into the hotel room and we forgot it leaving out because I didn't carry it in. So I didn't remember that I had to carry it back out. It's a $60 pillow that they no longer make. So I can't even order myself another one because it has been discontinued, and it is the world's perfect pillow. So now I have to go on the hunt and try to find something that is close to it that doesn't cost over $100 because I'm not paying over $100. And honey, somebody was going in the room next door. That's what that noise was. Our door's locked. They can't get in. You ran over here because you were scared. Go away from the table so you don't knock this because it's only on a Pringles can. It will fall. What was I saying?
Your state, your way.
That's not what I said.
Can I show the camera?
My pillow.
Can I show?
No, no.
The phrase?
No.
Why?
Because.
Why?
I said so. So, yeah, we were a good hour away from the hotel when I realized I left my pillow in the hotel. And I cried because I know what pain comes from not having that pillow. Had to take Motrin before bed. And then as soon as I eat this morning, I need to take more medicine, more Motrin, because I'm absolutely in pain. Absolutely in pain. My hips, my shoulders, my neck, my back, my head, all of it. So, because of that, what's that noise?
I don't know.
There's an electronic buzzing noise. Are you sure it's not your phone?
Not my phone.
Are you done eating? Can you get your food off the bed?
Huh?
Get your food off of the bed and put your bed away so you have somewhere to sit.
Where do I put this?
In the garbage bag right there. So up until we realized my pillow was gone, he, Mr. Cinnamon, was like, well, he just wanted to get to the next hotel. He just wanted to get to the next location. He didn't want to be in the car all day. Like I said, this is a work thing for him. And he had to get here, he had to get ready so that he could he'd go to the job the next day and do his thing. And I have not slept real good this entire trip. The first night before we left the house, I was up till 3 in the morning because my anxiety was so high I couldn't sleep. The first night in the first hotel, could not sleep at all. I couldn't get my brain to turn off. I could not get my brain to be quiet at all. My body was hurting really bad. And last night I was in a lot of pain because I didn't have my pillow. So Mr. Cinnamon told me to order one, but my battery. These batteries, I tell you what, I brought 2 brand new batteries and this one is already dead and that one is dead. Let me see what I can do. Alright, this battery is almost dead, so we probably only have a few minutes and then we'll have to switch out batteries, but I'm charging this one to see if I can get a little bit of juice in there so like when this one dies, we have something to switch it out with. Alright, so anyway, Mr. Cinnamon was very much in the mood like, oh, we're going to hurry up and get to the next location, which caused me irritation. And I understand he wanted to get here, but part of the agreement of me coming on this trip with him was that we were going to stop and do things, because I'm not interested in just driving and not stopping. I'm not interested in driving past cool stuff so that we can get there before everybody else. That's not gonna happen. You want me to come on this trip, you want little man to come on this trip, we're gonna make stops. And so when the pillow thing happened, I was sitting there crying, because he's already saying, and the night before I was like, okay, little man, do you want to go to Trader Joe's or do you want to go to the Smoky Mountains? And he wanted to go to both. And he has never had a say, because his sister is bigger and louder than him. And I want this trip to be memorable and fun for him. And so he chose both, and Mr. Cinnamon didn't hear that conversation. And so he's all, well, we're just going to go to Trader Joe's. And I was like, that's not what I wanted. You know, so I was irritated a little bit by that. And then when the whole pillow thing happened, he was willing to do anything and stop anywhere, because he just wanted me to stop crying and be happy. And I was not at that point at all, because my pillow, and I knew what pain was going to come. And so he's all, is there a yarn shop around here? I was like, yeah, I told you a couple weeks ago there was a yarn shop I wanted to go to. I had seen other people stop there, and I've seen other videos, and she has fluff. She has roving. It's literally called the Spinnery. All right, it's been some time later, and I had to I had to charge my battery. And it's still not full. So, I think it's been a while. It's been at least a half an hour. I believe that the last thing I was talking about was Mr. Cinnamon feeling bad because I left my pillow. And he actually was willing to turn around and drive an hour back to the hotel, but that would have added 2 hours onto our trip to get my pillow. So I told him, I was like, no, we'll figure something out. Like, when we get back home, I'll order myself another pillow. So anyway, because of all of that, and because he hates when I cry. He would do anything to make me feel better, to smile, all that. He's like, well, let's figure out where that yarn shop is. And I already kind of knew where it was, because I already did research on this. And he was willing to go to the Smoky Mountains at that point. So I looked up, it's actually called Smokey Mountain Spinnery. It is in Gatlinburg, and the address is Brookside Village Way in Winery Square. I didn't buy a whole lot, because Mr. Cinnamon didn't buy a whole lot, because I haven't got paid yet, so I'm broke as a joke right now. But this was funded by Mr. Cinnamon. I only bought a couple of things. And my goal going in there is I really wanted to buy something local. So when I travel to a new place, and I am so tired. When I travel to a new place and I visit a yarn shop in a destination place, I want something that is local from that area. So just like you would go buy a local souvenir, what are you doing?
I'm talking about the Chromecast.
I like to buy yarn that is locally sourced or locally dyed or locally created in the region to support local economy, but also to have a cool souvenir from that area. And that's what I purchased. I am going to put in a bunch of clips and video. Well, I don't think I took video there. I'm gonna put in a bunch of pictures, okay? So when you first of all, this is in what looks like a very historic area building. The building looks like it's all wood, like old wood sided. It looks like it's a really old cabin building. And the spinnery is on the second floor. So if you have mobility issues, I think the only way to get up to their place is the stairs. I don't think there is an elevator. I don't think that they have a ramp. They might have one on the other side of the building, but the only way that I saw in was stairs. And that might be a problem for people with mobility issues. But of course, I don't have mobility issues. So I was able to climb the stairs with no problem. When you walk in, the inside of the building looks like it looks on the outside. It's kind of dark. There's like, everything is dark wood in there. It feels like you're in a cabin. It feels very Smoky Mountain, Appalachia mountain range. Like, it's very Appalachia, okay? It just is. And I was greeted immediately. She was very welcoming. She was glad we were in there. We got there when they first opened. I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. Like I said, I have not slept in a couple days. Like, I'm really exhausted. And he's not gonna let me sleep at all today, so that's gonna be real fun. So, the spinnery. That implies there's going to be stuff for spinning in there, right? Oh, she did not disappoint. The very front of the store when you first walk in is yarn. So yarn product. And it was a lot of yarn product I recognized. She had Universal Yarns. She had Earth Yarns, URTH, which I have shown on the channel before. She had just a lot of like very easily accessible yarn to me to get on the internet or at my local yarn shop. So I bypassed all of that. And at the end of the main aisle, and I can't even, it's not even an aisle. There was shelving down the center of the walkway, and that was the aisle. So you could walk on either side of the shelving, and then there was shelving on either sides of that. So it's not like there was actual aisles. It was just, it felt like you walked into a cabin that was filled with yarn. It was beautiful, okay? And I was like, I want something locally sourced. I want something that is locally dyed, something that's local. I want a local yarn. I'm gonna have to edit this video to edit out all of my yawns. I can't stop yawning.
I really don't.
You know what? Can you go on that coffee, bring me that coffee cup that's over there? It's got coffee beans in it.
Hey, Mama.
And maybe if I chew on the coffee beans, I will wake up a little bit. The coffee cup. The coffee cup. Nope. The coffee cup.
Which one?
The one that has coffee beans in it.
Hey, Mom, I'm trying to
Thank you.
I'm trying to hook this up, but there is one big issue down. This. You can't plug it into the TV directly. You have to plug it into a wall, but I don't know where the outlet is.
I don't think the outlet is probably behind this wood thing.
But I don't know.
Which means you're SOL.
Huh?
You can't do it.
Why?
Because there's not an outlet over there.
That's how the TV's being powered. It's probably back here. Well,
These are delicious. They're espresso beans and they're coated in, I'm not supposed to eat candy, but I only eat a couple of these at a time. These are so good. There's milk chocolate, dark chocolate, a caramel color, and what looks like a vanilla covered. They're just candy coated, chocolate coated. They're coffee beans. I figure if I snack on a couple of these, it'll stop me from yawning, I hope. Because there is caffeine in them. Although caffeine is not listed. Delish. All right. So at the end of one of the aisles, there's a basket of the most colorful, beautiful yarn. And I tell by the label it was a small dyer had done it. And I picked it up and says, locally sourced or something. All right, in case you want any of her information. She does not sell anything online from what I can tell. But I really wish she did because I would order straight from her. So it says history at work, spinning, weaving, and knitting supplies. Studio for individual and group classes, gifts, and antiques. She did have antique spinning supplies in there from what I could tell. Joyce Hartley, fiber artist, Smoky Mountain Spinnery.com. And then this says the motto, Smoky Mountain Spinnery motto.
Do we have an extension cable?
No. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Attitude to me is more important than education, than money, than circumstances, than failure, than success, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. It will make or break a company, a church, a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we embrace for the day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing that we can do is play on the one string we have, and that is our attitude. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. Author of Attitude, Chuck Swindoll. So, yeah. My mom read a book.
There's like Velcro in here.
My mom read a book called As a Man Thinketh, and I have not read the book. She quoted the book for a good year before she died. And one of the things in the book, actually I think it's called The Four Agreements. And I think As a Man Thinketh is from the inside of one of the quotes. I have the book at home, I just have never read it. I have her copy. She said in the book it says, as a man thinketh, so shall he be. And I think that kind of goes along with the attitude. It's more of the way you approach life and the way you think about things affects everything in your life. How you react to things. So I think that attitude thing, it's all the same thing in different words. How you react to everything, how you respond to everything will determine how your life ends up. If you walk around with a chip on your shoulder, you're going to experience a lot of bad things. Like people are going to give you a chip back, and like you're not going to have a positive experience in life. And so I think the way you think about things, the way you react to things, the way you handle things says a lot about who you are, but it determines a lot about how things are going to come to you in this life. I don't think I made any sense, but I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so at the end of the aisle, there's this little basket with the most colorful, pretty yarns, and there was zebra yarn in there as well. And zebra yarn is a white base with black on it, and it will give either a zebra striped effect or like I've always loved the look of it. I've never bought any. And I've also wanted to dye some of the zebra base. And I was looking through, and she was talking to me while I was looking through it. She said, oh, there's a lot of fingering in there, but there's also DK weight in there mixed in. She goes, you just gotta, like, it's kind of mixed together. And I was like, well, I'm looking more for DK weight because I tend to work with it more, and I also have a ton of fingering weight yarn. And so she's like, oh, well, yeah, that one you're holding when you're rainbow colored was a DK weight, so it worked, right? And like I said, the label tells me right off the bat it's local. So this is Hartley's Hand Dyes, and it's a one-of-a-kind hand dyed from Cosby, Tennessee. 100% superwash merino wool, 3.5 ounces, approximately 246 yards. It's a DK weight, and you already know that rainbow is my favorite color, so I'm for sure grabbing it. But it also has the zebra on it, which is just stunning. And she actually asked me if I wanted it caked up, and I was like, no, I don't need it caked up. Like, I have everything at home to cake it up. And she's all, oh, I kind of asked you that selfishly. And I looked at her, I was like, why? She's all, I'm curious to see what it looks like caked up. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't need it caked up, because now anybody that knows, a cake is going to fall apart way faster than a nice tightly spun up hank. And so I understood why she wanted to cake it up, but I still have, we're at the beginning of the trip. I need to get this home and it not be all tore up. So I'm like, no, just leave it. This was $35. It was definitely on the expensive side for what it is, but it's beautiful. And I could go and buy myself another t-shirt. I could go buy all of us t-shirts from Smoky Mountains. I could do that.
Absolutely. I'm going to spend 40, 50 bucks at the t-shirt shop, or I can buy myself a $35 skein of yarn that I can play with later, make something design out of it, and still wear this with pride. So, pride in its rainbow. So it's beautiful, and you already know I love rainbow. So there's no way I was walking away without this. I actually wanted another one because the Hartley's hand dyes are beautiful. Like, there was a lot of gorgeous colors, and there were a couple of the zebra ones, but $35 is not cheap. And like I said, Mr. Cinnamon was buying, and I was not about to take advantage of his money. And so after we looked at the yarn, I was like, okay, what I really want is to buy some fiber. Now, there's a whole wall of fiber, and it's her fiber, so it's her local fiber. And it's the Spinnery's fiber. She had so many. She had pineapple fiber, which I wanted, but it was $40 for a little tiny bit of fiber. And I mean, she had so many unique varieties of fiber. She also had big, and I really regret not buying it, she had big balls of just natural, undyed black sheep wool that you could buy in just like little fluffs, like little puffs of fiber. And I wanted it. And it's my one regret, because I want, and I always have, but I don't, because I don't work with neutrals, I stay away from neutrals. And while I really want some black sheep wool, which actually ends up looking more like a gray, I just, for some reason, am not buying it for myself. Even though I love it, I want it, I always go for color. I always reach for color, like, color, because color lights my brain up, right? But also, I really just want some natural, undyed, gray fibers from a black sheep. I really, really do. She also had baby alpaca. She had baby camel. She had, I mean, she had so many just natural fibers in there. It was, I could have stayed in there all day, but I had a little man with me who was touching a bunch of really expensive stuff. And I had Mr. Cinnamon, who was kind of in a hurry. And so I was like, we were not in there very long, and I could have stayed in there all week.
No.
And just looked at everything. And it was so cool in there. It was so antique feeling, and it was very, like I said, it was Appalachia. Like, you could just feel the Appalachian Mountains in there, okay? It was very up on the mountain, grandma's cottage with a spinning wheel. It was just, it had that vibe to it. It really did. And I'm here for it. Like I said, there was a wall of fiber in every color of the rainbow. And I wanted to just buy one. So anyway, she wrapped it in really cute paper that has sheep all over it. I bought one fiber, because this colorway was sticking out. It was like, it was in the midst of a bunch of other beautiful colors, but this turquoise was just like, hello. And I kept drawing back to it, and I was like, I need it. I would have probably preferred to buy a blend. She had blends. She also had Frabjous fiber from Wonderland Yarns. But I can get that easily. It's very easily accessible to me. I can order it online. I wanted something that was local. So this is Smokey Mountain Spinnery. This is Merino Peacock colorway. It was $16 for 4 ounces. This will make roughly 3 hanks of yarn. Oh, and that kind of goes with that. It'll make roughly 3 hanks of yarn. This 4 ounces. And that's all the information that's on here. Like I said, she had every colorway. She had a gorgeous dark purple that I wanted to buy to go with this. I mean, it was just so beautiful, but I was like, okay, like, again, spending Mr. Cinnamon's money. This was expensive. Okay, $16 for this is a really good deal. Generally, I pay about $10 for 4 ounces, but I mean, it's hand dyed in her shop, and it's local, and I'm like, $16 is not bad. And this is gonna blend very beautifully with some of the colorways I have at home, including colorways I've created myself for fluff or roving. and it's not compressed at all. One of the things that I have seen with either commercially dyed roving or large batch dyed roving, the fibers are really just compressed, and so you have to like fluff it out. This is very just lofty and like, I mean, it's so fluffy. And I don't have to fluff it before I can draft it or spin it. So I got the beautiful, and this, what you're seeing on camera is true to color. Like it's coming up beautiful. Considering I don't have a ring light, I'm working next to a table lamp. Now these, I don't have any hope are gonna show up for you because I tried showing them to Juju on the phone last night and the color was way off. So I don't know if my camera is gonna read these true to color. I bought, these are called mix-ins. It's tinsel, it's the glitter part. So with my blending board that I have where I made the Rolex, you guys remember I taught you about that? You can mix in glitter and make glittery fiber so that when you spin it, it's glitter yarn. Well, we know that I love sparkles, glitter, sparkle yarn. I mean, hello, right? What girl doesn't love sparkle? Oh, that's pretty. It matches my hair. Okay, so these sparkle packs were $6 a piece, $5.95. They are about a half an ounce.
Hi.
You filming yourself? Okay.
Hi, camera. Oh, where?
Go over
Hi.
there. Go over there. I'm gonna guess that this is actually I don't know what fiber it is. It's like tinsel that you hang on your Christmas tree is what it's like. It's the glitter string that's in your yarn, right? So you can mix it on the blending board or you can pull pieces in and hold it with the fiber while you're spinning it. I've never worked with this stuff, so I bought it with the intention of when I become better on the spinning wheel, or I just want to make some pretty sparkly fluff. I'm gonna be real honest, because I can still spin it on my spindle, my drop spindle. I just wanted to mix this. I wanted to try. I wanted to play, and I have some glitter bits at home that I can already mix in, but I wanted some that was not sent to me that I purchased. I picked out the colors. Okay. This color is it says Angelina. These all say Angelina. The fiber is Angelina. I don't know what that means. This is pink and purple mixed together. Oh yeah, the color is showing up pretty true. It's glitter fiber. See, it's purple and fades into pink. Which, I mean, it just screams. It screams cinnamon stitches. It really does. So, that's just mix-ins. Then we got the really dark purple, which this was showing up on my phone as almost black. But this is like a really deep eggplanty purple. No, that's showing up pretty accurate. I guess my camera is better than my phone. And I thought that this would be so beautiful mixed in with the blue. Just for a little uniqueness. But I also have multicolored yarn at home that have shades of purple in it. This would also be really beautiful mixed in with like a Halloween yarn, which is what I'm currently spinning at home. So, and then this one, when I was showing Juju on the phone, was looking like orange, and it's not at all. It is my favorite color. It's coral. So we'll see. Yep, see, it's showing up orange. This is not at all orange. No, that's not at all the right color. It is, and I don't know how to get it with. All right, so I don't know how to get this to show to you because this is not at all, not even close to accurate. It is very pink. It's pink. It's like, yeah, it's showing up just orange, and it's not. It's such a beautiful color. It is a beautiful coral. My hair used to be this color. Like if you remember before I put the purple in, my hair was almost this color. It's like It's coral. I don't know how else to describe it. It's coral. And the shimmery part is like a opalescent color. So if you turn it a little bit, there's like a little bit of green showing in. It looks hideous on camera. It's so pretty in real life. But what I was thinking is mixing this with like a really dark purple. And I just think it's gonna be gorgeous. So I really wish I could figure out how to get it to show up. Maybe if I take a photo with my camera, I can adjust. Can you go grab my phone?
It's already up there.
Where's my phone?
Yeah, look over there to the left.
Oh. I might be able to adjust it on my camera so you can, or this camera. See if we can take a photo, because sometimes if I adjust the settings on here, nope. White balance, professional, white balance. Much more accurate. Just trying to adjust. And then if I take a picture, I can pop it in. Come on, right there. Speed. I can pop in a picture and you guys can see. Let's do yellow. All right. That's as close as it's gonna get. And I'll pop up a picture so you guys can get an idea. So, I have spinning supplies. I have something that's ready to be crocheted or knit up. And it's DK weight, which makes me super, super happy because I have so much fingering and I don't need more fingering, so. And I love that she wrapped this up. And I told her, I was like, we're from, like, we're just passing through. We're not here on vacation, we're just passing through. And she said, where are you guys coming from? And we're like, Virginia. She's like, oh, like I'm from, she's originally from Richmond. She's also, what part of Fredericksburg, or not Fredericksburg, what part of Virginia are you from? I was like, we're from Fredericksburg. She's like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I know where you're from. She said she lived in Richmond for 30 years, I think. Which was kind of cool to go someplace other in the world and meet somebody who's from Richmond's like an hour from my house. So, that's kind of cool. I don't mean to talk with my mouth full. It did help me to stop yawning though. The store is amazing. If you're ever in the Smoky Mountain area, Gatlinburg specific, stop in there. Even if you don't spin, it is a destination to stop at. It is a historical place. At least it feels historical to me. Because she does say she has antiques in there. Granted, the antiques are antique spinning wheels, antique card and paddle things. It's all, she also had, she had spindle supplies. I didn't see any drop spindles in there. Did you see any drop spindles in that store?
I didn't look.
I didn't look either. I kind of looked, but not really.
I'm not connected to the internet.
Okay.
This.
So I'm not sure if she had drop spindles in there. I didn't see any. I certainly would have stopped if I had seen them. But she had a lot of like stuff for spinning. But she also had stuff for weaving because she had a whole little room that was just weaving stuff. And she had fabric that you could buy that was woven fabric. And I don't know if she's the one that wove it or if someone that she's connected to wove it, but it was beautiful hand woven wool fabric. And it was so cool in there. And you can't go into a place like that without having some sort of appreciation for fiber arts, because especially lately learning to spin, I am getting a much greater appreciation of what it takes to manufacture by hand fabric. Whether you are cranking it out in a machine, which does take effort and some skill. You can't just crank it, because I've tried. It's difficult. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta be able to troubleshoot. You gotta learn about tension. You can't just grab a machine and just go. It doesn't work like that. There is some skill involved, even with the little knitting crank machines. Hand weaving, like, it is an ancient art that was created out of necessity. And now we're blessed, or maybe cursed, to live in a world where we have things so easily accessible to us. But being able to still have that gift and that knowledge that has been passed down for centuries of taking plant or animal scraps and turning it into clothing or blankets or pillows, or, I mean, all of the things. It is really neat. It is fascinating to me. And it's not just crochet, it's not just knitting, it's not just weaving, it's spinning, there's so much more to the yarn that you're working with than just, oh, it was, even acrylic yarn, the process of taking plastics or polymers and getting them to a string-like consistency that is not hard and brittle, and turning it into a soft fiber that can be turned into something else. It is fascinating. The whole thing. Cotton. I've tried spinning cotton. Taking a puff off of a plant that is literally balled up and stretching it and making it soft and pliable and beautiful. It's all fascinating to me. And I don't know how anybody could work with yarn and not think about how this yarn was created. Where did it come from? What are the sources? Because to me, I've always considered those things. I don't think my mom did, though. I don't think my mom was just like, oh, we're buying acrylic yarn from Kmart for 69 cents and I'm going to turn it into a blanket. I think for her, crochet was more of a chore than it was. She was hyperactive to the level of little man, without ever realizing why she was hyperactive, and never having a medication to help at all calm or soothe her. She could not sit still. She never, ever, ever stopped moving, even in her sleep. So I don't think that was even a consideration for her, like where things came from. But I fully believe if she was still alive, she would be fascinated with everything I've learned. And I could fully see me teaching her the things that I have taught some of you. And I think that we would be able to bond over that. And I miss something that has never happened. I miss that I can't do that with her. But that's where all of you come in, right? I get to share all my lovelies with you guys and talk about my adventures. That store was amazing. And if I could go back there today, I absolutely would go back. And the second I got paid, I would go back to that store and just drop $100 because the amount of fiber I could bring home. And I wonder if I called her or if I emailed her, if she would be able to place an order and send it out to me if I paid her, if she would even have the ability to do that for me, because oh my God, I would love to unbox more fiber from her. I absolutely would. And it doesn't hurt to reach out, because they're small businesses. They actually really like being promoted on the internet. They're small businesses. They actually really like having orders, to help keep the lights on. But you got to check out the store. If you're anywhere, or you're gonna be anywhere near Gatlinburg, you have to go to that store. Even if you go in there with the idea to just look around, it is very much a tourist destination for anybody that likes yarn. I also suggest buying because, I mean, she has beautiful stuff, and she has stuff of all price ranges. Even the fiber, she had fiber for really good prices. Excuse me. There was across the parking lot, like if you're traveling with a guy that's not in, or even if it's not a guy, if you're traveling with people in your party that are not into the yarn arts, across the parking lot is a place called, what's that place called? Dahl? D-A-H-L Wood Carvings? Do you remember, Lucas?
No.
Let me look at my photos. He does chainsaw art. I thought I took a picture of his building. That's not it. Yeah, Dahl. D-A-H-L-S. Dahl's Chainsaw Art. I'll pop up pictures. It's a cool store for people that are not interested in yarn stuff. He has wooden sculptures, chainsaw art around the entire perimeter of his building. So walk all the way around the building, go inside, pop inside. It is just so cool what you're able to do with chainsaw art. Big giant wood statues, structures, welcome signs, totems. I mean, it was just so cool. The guy that was working inside, though, he was kind of a jerk. Not to us, but we left his store promptly because he was on a phone call with someone who was disgruntled, and the way he was handling it, I was like, yeah, I'm not giving this guy my business, but it's cool to go look at his art. And if you have a different experience with him, go check him out. But he was not handling his customer the way that I mean, he was kind of a tool on he was a tool on the phone, okay? And I was like, I need to get my son out of here because I predict this conversation getting violent in a second. And sure enough, we walked back out of his store so quick. He probably should have just hung up on the person on the phone the way he was talking to him, but his art was really cool, and I was very fascinated and mesmerized by the wood art. So I will pop up pictures of that right after the Spinnery photographs. And I really do hope that you're enjoying these videos of our travel adventures. That's all that the videos are going to be for the next couple weeks. If you're not, I mean, that's cool. You can come back. When I come back, we'll have more. I mean, today's a yarn video. I'm showing you yarn porn, fiber porn. Oh, yeah, I meant that rainbow yarn is gorgeous. Even Lucas thinks it's pretty, huh? Yeah? He's shaking his head yes. YouTube notifications are coming up on my phone. By the way, the shower at this hotel is fantastic. Oh, even the shampoo. I don't generally pack shampoos and stuff, which I probably should considering my skin issues, but I've never had a problem. I've had a problem with hand soap, but I've not had a problem with like body wash and stuff. Like, I'm not as sensitive with body wash and shampoo as I am with like hand soap or stuff for my hands are specifically bad. And a lot of hotels are now doing those bigger bottles that are hung on the walls. And you will sometimes get name brand, like once in a while at certain hotels where you'll get Pantene or what is that other brand of shampoo we generally get at hotels, Lucas? What are the other brands of shampoo we usually get at hotels? The most common ones. Do you remember? We've gotten Pantene, but we've gotten another brand.
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, I can't remember either. This hotel has a brand called 00, so it's the word 0 / the number 0. And it smells so good. Now, problem with a lot of hotels is they tend to have unisex scents, so it's always like the ocean or like a salty sea smell, and I cannot stand that. Or like traditional like Irish Spring smell. Battery change. So the brand shampoo and conditioner and body wash that they have at this hotel actually smells kind of like herbal essences. Like it just smells so good, and it made my hair so soft. So I was really happy with the shower. The shower had really good pressure, which showers in hotels often will have like really crappy low pressure or low pressure heads on there. The pressure was good. The water temperature was nice and hot, like it melts your skin, which is the type of shower that I prefer. It was just a good shower. I was like, ooh, I really enjoyed the shower here. It was a good shower. So yeah. The location we're currently at has 2 yarn shops, and Mr. Cinnamon has promised me at some point, because I do get paid this week, that I can go to those yarn shops as well and find local to where we're at. Have you guessed where we're at yet? I gave you so many clues yesterday and today. Guess in the comments below you can guess what state you think we're in, what city you think we're in, what state-city combination you think we're in. I really would like to see where you guys think we are, because you're probably all gonna be wrong. But it's still fun to guess, right? We're playing a game all week. Where is Cinnamon Stitches? I'm gonna visit the two yarn shops that are closest to here. Or actually, there's one specifically I want to go to just from the name alone, but Mr. Cinnamon would like to go to both of those. I have thought about attempting to find clearance at a Hobby Lobby along the trip, but so far we have not stopped at a single Hobby Lobby, and I'm perfectly okay with that, because I don't need any more acrylic yarn. I really don't. And if I'm gonna spend my money on yarn, I would rather buy one hank of a yarn from a locally sourced place that's a memory, like, oh, do you remember we went to the Smoky Mountains? I would rather have one of that than a whole basket filled of Hobby Lobby yarn that is easily accessible to anybody, you know? So I'm looking for the unique, I'm looking for the unicorn yarns, you know? But I would really like to plan that, and maybe, I don't know, maybe next week we'll have another one of these shop updates where I'm like, hey, I was in this city and I went to this shop while we were in that city, and by then we'll be moved on to the next city, so it'll be interesting. Now, I do have a subscriber on here that works with my husband, which I think is a little bit weird, but it's also hilarious to me. So if you're watching, hi. She's probably the only one that actually knows where we're at. Or has an idea where we're at. But Mr. Cinnamon came home one day. This was, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, and I was talking to this person, and she's somebody I work with, and we're talking about, I don't know what brought up the conversation of me, and he told her that I have a podcast and that I crochet and stuff, and she's like, oh, that's cool, like maybe I'll check her out, because she crochets too. She's into yarn arts. And, well, he spoke to her again a couple weeks ago, and she had mentioned that she's actually a subscriber. She watches me all the time. And I laughed hysterically. I was like, that's kind of a weird way to get a subscriber. I don't know. There is a very definite break between Cinnamon Stitches and my home life. And even though my family are featured in some of the videos, there is a very huge, like, I try to keep it as separate as possible. And so I don't think that anybody that I know in real life actually watches me. Mr. Cinnamon, obviously. My girls don't watch me. I don't think either of my sisters watch me. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty confident that neither of them watch me. And that's pretty much all my family. I know that Grandma had watched me on occasion, because Mr. Cinnamon was like, you know, if you ever miss us, just watch Juju's videos. I was like, yeah, if she watches us on Monday, she'll get a wrap up of what we've done. Well, that's the best video for her to watch, because it's not so much yarn content, it's me explaining what's been going on in our lives. And so I think that the Monday videos is probably the best video for her to have watched. And she did tune in. I don't know how often, but she did occasionally watch me. Because I'm her granddaughter, you know. Whether I was born that way or not, I've been around for the past, let's see, I met her in 2001, but she knew about me in 2000 when I met Mr. Cinnamon. Like, so 24 years. I was a part of her life for 24 years. And I wrote and emailed her more than he did. I mean, for a while there, I was writing her at least once a month emails and just giving her updates. It slowed down a lot when little man was born because I really, really struggled with my mental health when he was born because he would not sleep for 5 years. And I didn't sleep for 5 years. I was sleeping in 5-minute intervals. It's next door, baby. It's all right. There's a lot of, we are right outside the elevators. The elevators are directly across from us, so we get a lot of traffic. So this room is actually quite noisy. And our window that's next to the door actually looks out to the elevators, which I hate because you see right through the whole room. So the curtain's got to stay closed over there.
Can I go look through?
You can look through the people. You can look out the window. Or you want to look out on the sly. You don't like this room, huh?
Oh, look, it's elevators, Mama.
I know. The elevators are glass, which I hate glass elevators. I don't like elevators.
There's an employee.
Okay. They're gonna be out there, they're cleaning. I'm not gonna make them clean up after us though. We clean up after ourselves in these hotels. Even when we leave, we clean up. I've known a lot of people that have cleaned hotel rooms, and it is a nasty job.
Hey, Mama, you want to go look out the balcony over there?
We can explore the hotel in a little bit, but I gotta get my work done first. This is the last video I'm recording, then I'm gonna edit them, and then we can go exploring, okay?
But, oh, yeah.
And then tomorrow I don't have to work at all, so we can go walk out and look at the city.
Can I bring my thing, though?
Your camera?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring mine. Well, I'm not gonna bring the big camera, I'm gonna bring my phone.
Well, good thing I have.
We can go check out the park across the street.
Good thing I have 2 extra batteries.
Well, you brought more batteries than I did. I only brought 2. I thought there was a battery in my camera and it was empty. So I only have 2 batteries. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go because he clearly wants to talk to his mama. I'm gonna eat a couple more coffee beans and I'm gonna put those away. They are so good. If you have a Trader Joe's by you, I recommend those. They're really delicious.
Yeah, Trader Joe's.
Did you try these?
No, I don't.
Here.
No, I don't want it.
It's just coffee. You've had coffee. Do you want the milk chocolate? That's milk chocolate and dark chocolate.
I want milky.
And then the white ones are really good. And I also have caramel ones, but I only have a couple and I don't want to share those.
Hey, camera, see me? Do you want to see me eat these, camera?
No, the camera doesn't want to see you eat those. You've been busy watching me eat them though. I'm gonna let you go and I will see you in the next one. You're supposed to say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.